First question I wanted to ask you was explain how was the process going on as far as high school, from you going from one high school to another. You went to Tokyo High School for a while, and then you ended up with Best Christian for that last year. Why did you do it? How was the difference? Did your game excel when you were at Best Christian a lot more? Just elaborate on going to that platform.
I left Tokyo my junior year. I left there because Coach Destin basically stepped down because he had his first child. So after that, I was like, all right, I'm leaving because I was, I trusted him as a coach. And then they brought in they was bringing in another coach who I didn't know. And then all the players had left. So I just was like, all right, I'm going to just move to a different school. So I moved to MC. Went to go play with Coach Porter, which I trusted, and he's proven to develop guys through their program. And I feel like I got, I elevated my game, got better, got stronger, I shot the ball better, and played with better guys.
In terms of, just to touch on the development part, in terms of development, how do you feel like that's important? And also, do you feel like a lot of kids don't trust in development as much as they should? We're in a mixtape era where a lot of kids see the mixtapes and they feel like that's it. And I understand that a lot of those kids in those mixtapes put in a lot of time with trainers and coaches who put in that time. So how do you feel about it?
I just feel now like kids just see it and, they see Kevin Durant, all those players, Kobe, Brian. It looks easy, but they don't see behind the scenes, where the players put in actual work and how much time it takes in order to get to where they're at. A lot of kids see it and they just want to come out and like, oh, I could do that. And then they get in games and then they fumbling the ball out of bounds and throwing the ball off the backboard. But it takes a lot of time and effort in the gym, behind the scenes, behind the camera.
Seeley takes it to the right end for Delaware. Swings it into the lane for Roberts, goes up strong, rolls it up. 3:20 left in the third quarter. Seeley high left side, crossover, wide open three, and he hit it! Crawford fake louks out of his shoes and buried the three, and we are tied. 79-79, timeout, Bill Peterson. And was there with the defensive play. Seeley around a screen, step back, Trey, got it! DJ Seeley.
Who now is in Puerto Rico playing professionally.
Seeley, step back jumper, three-pointer is good.
All right, now as far as the transition from Division I, I want you to touch on the process that the coaches want from you, the expectations that they want, because I try to explain to a lot of the players that go from high school to college that D1, D2 level, these coaches are coaching for their job. It's how they get paid every year, get big-time contracts, and they're expected to win. Fill those seats. So I want you to touch on how serious it is and how much of a change it was going from high school all the way to college as far as the level.
Well, it's very serious though. They take it very serious because it's like they paying you, but it's not actually giving you money. They're paying for their scholarships, your room and board, food, everything's paid for, so they expect a lot out of you. It's just like the NBA level or the professional level. They expect you to work hard. They expect a lot out of you. weight room, conditioning, being prepared at all times because they're putting a lot, they're putting a lot into you, and then if they don't reciprocate that back and they don't feel like you're giving it back, they're gonna, next guy up, or you can be shipped out.
And that's the next thing I want you to touch on too, because players think that I got a scholarship guarantee, not understanding that coach can take it right away from you.
Scholarship is from year to year, so they can terminate your scholarship the next year. It's a year-to-year clause, so if you don't, you don't come with it that year, they can, ship you out. Quick.
Another thing I want you to touch on, I've been preaching on a lot. AAU, I feel like it's been magnified into on some circuits into a circus in a way. If you're not playing for the right team, I feel like it's a lot of coaches coaching that aren't qualified to coach and develop. They're just throwing the ball out and letting kids play. How do you feel like that is helping kids or hurting kids as far as going to college or getting the misconception of how basketball is really supposed to be played in college level?
I feel like AAU, I never really bought into the hype, but it really hurts kids more than it helps them. Because it's like, you got the coaches out there and they pump your head up. Well, this is for the good kids. Like if you're real good and you D1 player, possibly D1 player, they pump your head up and they let you do whatever on the court, build bad habits, and then you get, transition to college, and it's kind of like now they own you, they tough, and they're not letting you do whatever you want to do, like the AAU coaches would. And then kids, a lot of kids break down, a lot of players, I've seen a lot of players just break down just quick. I can't take it no more, I'm leaving, or I'm transferring. And that's just how it is. And then you got other circumstances like mine where it was my recruiting coach got fired, so I had left. Because, it's different situations. It's like, okay, well, my coach at Cal, he got fired. I still chose to go there, and then play it out, see how it played out. And then it didn't work like I wanted to work, so I left. I said, okay, now it's time to move. It was a business decision, though. It wasn't an emotional decision. So that's another thing. Kids get tied up in emotions like, oh, I'm not playing my freshman year. I'm not playing my sophomore year. You know what I mean? So I'm leaving. It's a lot of times, like, kids, it's another, it's people in front of you. Like, they didn't build 4 years already in front of you, so you got to wait your turn. A lot of kids nowadays, like, I'm not playing my freshman year, so I'm transferring. They don't give it time to, like, develop. Everybody want to go 1 and done, 2 and done, or just be the man on the team, not knowing that, it takes a whole group of individuals to win a championship, which we did in my sophomore year. We won the Pac-10 championship, and it was a good experience.
Now going from college to pro and pursuing the NBA dreams, what did you learn as far as the business so far 2 years ago? Trying to make that transition to be an NBA type of ball.
It's just from my standpoint, it's political, especially if you don't get drafted. If you don't get drafted, then it's kind of like you're scrambling around trying to find your place, and then it becomes all about timing, and then you have to be prepared whenever you get a chance. And a lot of times, a lot of players get chances after chances. It's not the right situation. But I don't know. It's hard. It's difficult though. It's difficult because now you're playing with the best of the best. Players think that okay, it's now I'm going in. I'm good. Like, I'm going to play pro ball. I'm going to play wherever. I'm going to play overseas. I'm going to get money overseas. When it's not that easy, it's like okay, now you got to go prove yourself over there. You know what I mean? Like yeah, they see you over here, word of mouth, whatever. Then you get over there, then you got to prove yourself. It's not like I'm just going to go over there and they're going to give you everything you want. There's players over there that's also trying to eat, then it becomes like dog eat dog because you trying to take their job. They got families. Now, you coming over there and it's like, okay, well, you're not just going to take my job. Like, I got families, I got mouths to feed. You know what I mean? I've been doing this. I got a resume already. Now you coming over here, rookie, blah, blah, blah. It's not as easy as everybody thinks it is. And it takes a lot of work.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. You get a lot of college guys coming out of school where they think, oh yeah, I'm about to go play overseas. They don't know the process of getting an agent, having your game film right, having everything right. That's the next thing real quick. Can't touch on a lot of these pro camps that are done by a lot of guys. I feel like some of them are shams. You know what I mean? They're getting over a lot of guys.
What you mean pro camps like that?
The overseas camps. You get a lot of guys that do overseas camps. And they charge guys $300 to $500 to come down. And sometimes it don't work out. A lot of times, a lot of guys just don't get picked up at all here in the camp. These guys are gaining all the money. So how do you feel about that?
I can't really speak on that too much because I've never been to a camp. I've heard of them, but I haven't been over there. But yeah, I never heard of that. Any guys being picked up off of any camps. But I don't know. I wouldn't do the camp if I was them. I would just get film together and get an agent.
Just try to network.
Word of the year, just network. If anything, you can put yourself out there. Just reach out to agents, reach out to former coaches. It's connections. Who you know, like you got high school coaches, college coaches know people. Whether Division I, JC, whatever, everybody got connections. So I wouldn't do the camp. I wouldn't pay to go to the camp. I would just pay to get all my stuff here, my stuff together, film and stuff.
Now there's 2 years that we've been going at it off season, things like that. What has changed you as far as your mindset and approach after the overseas and then the D-League and the summer leagues and everything else? What has your mindset been as far as going through tribulation?
It's just, I learned a lot, man. It's just keeping a level head, like not getting too high or getting too low. Like if it's a situation I don't like, I never get too low. I just kind of stay level headed the whole time because you never know what can happen. Like, you so low, you get low, and then you end up like either quitting or you just like you're in a funk. But not knowing that something can happen and you're playing or you're going somewhere, and then if you're not ready, then it's like okay, you killed yourself instead of just being level-headed and then playing it out and never getting too high because like you never know what can happen being a professional. So you just always got to stay level-headed, just keep working and being humble. That's the key.
Any advice you give to any of those players from high school, college, in terms of just development, getting a game title, school, or anything that you want to touch on?
Everything, all those things that you said was important. Like school, that's number one because without that, you ain't gonna be able to play. You won't be able to touch the ball without the schoolwork. Then getting in the gym, extra work in the gym if you want to be that guy, and if you want to be, better than everybody else. And you got to be a leader, so you got to take on that leadership role, being perfect, almost perfect, because that's what your teammates, gonna look at you, and your coaches gonna look at you as a leader. As a professional basketball player, you're always in the spotlight. Everybody, I walk to wherever, somebody knows me, not knowing that they know me, but you always got to keep it professional and stand out guy.
Of the process. Why did you want to start this?
Well, it was just to show that nothing happens overnight, regardless of what level you're playing on. And that's why I started, especially with DJ, because he's a guy that went from going to 2 different high schools, two different Division I's, going from playing overseas to trying to get to the NBA. He's went through a lot, and that's why I wanted to start it with him, but in particular just for my brand, because a lot of people don't understand that it's a process in dealing with going from high school to college to pro, and so on and so forth. Or even going to being a player to a trainer like myself. It's a process, something that you got to do, you got to live, and you got to grind for it. Like I said, it doesn't happen overnight. It's always a process getting there. I talk to a lot of players that want to go from college to pro. They don't even understand that you got to have an agent, you got to have game film and things like that. It's a whole grind that has to happen. This has to be a job. That's pretty much the gist of it.